I'm Casey Oxendine, back with an all-new episode of MMA Inside the Cage. Of course, your one and only source for everything mixed martial arts. My co-host Cyrus is away this week celebrating his anniversary of 2 years with his lovely wife Kayla. Hope you guys are having a great time. You definitely deserve it, partner. Now, last weekend we made our way just outside Chicago to the Sears Center to cover one of the most exciting cards this sport has seen in a while. I'm of course talking about Strikeforce, Fedor versus Henderson. Coupled with Russia's M1 Global Promotion and of course Showtime, this card was stacked from start to finish with some of the wildest knockouts and biggest upsets. We not only saw the women's bantamweight title change hands, but also a stunning comeback in the main event with Dan Henderson scoring a huge knockout victory over the legendary Fedor Emelianenko. We arrived on Friday for the official weigh-ins where we picked up a few interviews from MMA's brightest stars, including my one-on-one with the last emperor himself, Fedor. I was truly honored for my opportunity to speak with him pre-fight and feel the energy as he prepared for the battle that would ensue. Let's take a look at that.
We are right outside Chicago, Illinois for Strikeforce, and M1 Global bring you Fedor versus Henderson. Right now, let's go to some of the interviews that we got right at the weigh-ins for Strikeforce, Fedor versus Henderson.
All right, I'm here with the man many consider to be the greatest heavyweight champion of all time, Fedor Emelianenko, looking much leaner tonight. You're set to face Dan Henderson tomorrow, another legend in the sport. What changes have you made in your training since those two tough losses, and how do you plan to implement your game tomorrow night?
Ну, особо никаких изменений не было. Я тренировался со своей командой, с молодыми ребятами и со своими тренерами. Только прошли мы дополнительный сбор в Голландии. А так все по-старому. Ну, а что сделать? Ну, посмотрим. Завтра будет видно.
Well, we didn't really make any major changes. Everything was more or less the same. I trained with the same partners and the same team and the same trainers as I have before. We added some work in Holland for some training there. But other than that, everything was more or less the same. And as far as tomorrow night goes, we'll see what happens in the cage. We'll get in there and we'll see what happens tomorrow night.
Right. Well, it seems like win, lose, or draw, you are truly beloved by people all over the world. Is there anything you'd like to say to the fans here in the United States and across the world that will be watching and rooting for you tomorrow night?
Не зависит, если.
Да, я бы хотел, конечно, поблагодарить за такое теплое отношение ко мне, за доброту, за поддержку. Вот. Ну и хотел бы, чтобы люди относились друг к другу с добром, с пониманием, с любовью, помогали друг другу, но и не только меня поддерживали, но и окружающих.
Well, of course, I'd like to thank all of the fans for supporting me for all of these years, for all of the kindness and the warmth and the support that they've always shown to me. And I just hope that if I had to say anything to them is that I hope that they would treat other people with just the same amount of kindness and generosity and warmth and love, so that, not just for me, but for everybody in the world, that everyone would continue to show as much appreciation for others as they do for me.
So it's truly been an honor. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck in your fight tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
The man behind Strikeforce, Mr. Scott Coker. Scott, I know you have to be very excited about the buzz you have here in Chicago, and of course, anytime Fedor's here, you got a ton of fans out here. Talk about this fight and the implications.
As you can see here, these fans love Fedor, and I still think he has a big fan base. And I think this is a fight that these guys are going to go into the center of the cage, and they're not going to be looking for each other for 3 rounds or 2 rounds, and you're going to see some fireworks, I think, in the opening round. So, you know what? Don't blink, because I think it's going to be a lot of activity.
Very true. A lot of hype behind it. And let's also talk about the Grand Prix. You lost over him. Okay. Everybody's kind of wondering, what's the winner going to get? What's going to come out of this once we do have a winner? Do you have any ideas what's going on? Is it an automatic title shot? A lot of people are saying, a lot of the fans are saying, throw them in the UFC if they win the tournament. Because there's that possibility now. Right. What's going on with that?
Well, right now, we're not going to combine the leagues.
Sure.
And so I think we made that very clear.
Yeah.
At some point, would I like to see the fights? Of course. But until the company makes a decision to head in that direction, because you know what, we have a great relationship with Showtime, right? We have obligations to our sponsor, to a TV partner, to our fighters, because I think it's healthy to keep 2 leagues, and you get a lot more fights, right? There's been a ton of activity and a ton of fights, and keep these guys busy and keep this industry working.
What's the fight other than the main event? That could be the sleeper fight tomorrow that people should really be watching for on the main card.
You said besides the main event?
Yeah, besides the main event.
Ooh, I tell you what, I am a big fan of Robbie Lawler, because I think he's got that one-punch knockout power.
Sure.
And I'm a big fan of Tim Kennedy, who, by the way, was on Muscle Fitness. I'm not sure if you saw that. the cover of Muscle Fitness.
Obviously, yeah, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are pretty ripped up. But I think that that's a fight that I think could be a real exciting barn burner, and I think that people think it might just end up on the ground, and I don't think so. I think it's going to end up being a stand-up fight.
Okay. Thank you very much. Scott Coker with Strikeforce. This is Cyrus Fees with MMA Inside the Cage. Here with Cody McKenzie of the UFC. Cody, man, let's talk about this last fight you were going to have. You had to pull out because of injury. Talk about that. Talk about your injury, how you're feeling now, and what you got coming up.
Yeah, I was supposed to fight Bart Palowski, or however you pronounce his last name.
It's difficult.
Yeah, but he's a good fighter. Great veteran, another veteran. I was looking forward to it. I was stoked on it. I thought we would have put on a great fight. Could have got fight tonight. I saw some material there in that, but I blew out my knee, popped it a few times. Injuries, they happen to the best of us. I don't know too many fighters in this sport that hasn't pulled at least one fight, and it sucks, but whatever.
Daniel Cormier, the newest entrant in the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix. Daniel, man, this is a big honor for you to get into this Grand Prix, and this is a big stepping stone, a big stepping stone with Bigfoot Silva, man. Let's talk about this fight a little bit, man. You're getting thrown in there. It's not very far away. Are you ready for this fight?
Not right now, but I will be in 6 weeks. I've got plenty of time to get my game plan together, get myself trained and prepared, and I will be. I'm going to give myself the best chance to compete on September 10th.
But let's talk about Silva. What are you going to do with Bigfoot Silva, man? He's one of those guys. He's hard to knock out. Yeah. He's hard to take down. He's got a little bit of everything. Got all the weapons. Yeah. How are you going to try to counter that?
He's a great fighter, great athlete. Very well rounded, and I respect him a lot. Great guy outside of the cage too. But I've got my advantages in this fight. I think I have a speed advantage. I think I have a wrestling advantage, and I also think I'm more mobile and athletic than he is, and I have to use those skills. That's my avenue to victory. So I've got to work as hard as I can in those areas and keep the fight there as much as I can to give myself a chance to win.
I'm here with Jeff Corin, one of the legends of the sport, man. You've had your ups and downs, but now you're back in the UFC. Of course, here with little Jeff, right?
This is Jacob. This is my youngest, Jacob, yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little bit what you got going on. You picked up a fight with Scott Jorgensen. What are the details, and what are you doing to train to get ready for this fight?
Well, we signed a multi-fight deal. I've been waiting somewhat patiently with a little bit of pressure on our side, but starting out October 29th against Scott Jorgensen, and we'll go one fight at a time, he's 4 in the world, and I definitely think I can beat him, so hopefully this puts me right back in the mix where I belong.
All right, I'm here with the always entertaining King Mo Lawal, sporting the bling there tonight, as always. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what you got going on, man. The word is you got Roger Gracie coming up.
Yeah, man, I'm supposed to fight on this card, out here in Chicago, but it fell through because I guess he got hurt. So we went ahead and pushed it back to September 10th. Saying we're going to go out there and bang, and I'm going to go get my hand raised.
So that's what you're going to do. You're going to go after it. You're going to try to do it on the feet. You're going to slam him, or you're going to, the word is he can wrap, anybody in the world up. He's the best in the world on the ground. What's your strategy?
Whatever works. I've been grappling in the gi. I've been doing everything, dog. Run up mountains with 40-pound ball. I don't care, where the fight goes. I'm going to go and do my thing. Whatever works is going to work for me. I'm going to get this victory.
Right. Now, there's a rising star on the horizon they call OSP, Ovince St. Preux. Yeah. There had been some word about you guys possibly meeting. What do you think about this guy?
Yeah, Ovince, that's my boy. He's cool, but I fight him, but he's a rising star still, rising star, but I'm up there. He's still working his way up. So eventually when he gets up there, which he will be pretty soon, we'll probably end up meeting, and it'll be a good battle. I'll get my hand raised on that too.
He's standing next to Michael Johnson, one of the rising stars in the UFC. Just picked up a win in Pittsburgh, and now you have another fight coming up at the UFC on Versus 6. Let's talk about that fight a little bit, man.
I just got the call a couple weeks ago, and like I said, I constantly train all the time. So I'm going against a real tough opponent, Paul Sass from England. He's about 11-0. He's got 8 wins by triangle. So I'll see how that one goes. Tall guys are kind of my kryptonite, but I've been learning to deal with them lately. So
it's all about taking those challenges, right, man, and overcoming those things. So that's fantastic. Standing next to Miesha Tate, the big co-main event for this big Henderson and Fedor fight. How's it feel to be the co-main? To get pushed up, to the second to last fight.
That's amazing. I consider it a huge honor to be fighting on the same card as Dan Henderson and Fedor. Definitely history in the making, and I think tomorrow's going to make for an exciting card.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about your opponent. I mean, the one and only, she's the champion right now. Marloes has a very diverse game, very talented ground game. How are you going to attack that? How are you going to go at her? I mean, I saw an interview where you said you're out there to kill her. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? You're going in the cage with her. So let's talk about your strategy going against Marloes Kunin.
Yeah, I kind of think there's something wrong with you if you're going out with the cage with any agenda other than, basically trying to kill the other person. You're in there to fight, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring everything that I have to the table. I'm going to leave it all out there. And God be willing, I'll walk away the champion. I know I worked really hard for this fight. I've had some turbulence in my training camp. It's been very hard, but that's what makes you stronger. Is those things. When you hit rock bottom and you get back, climb your way back up to the top. And that's where I'm at. I'm at the top right now. I'm ready to be the world champion. I feel like it's my time to shine. And I don't feel like there's anything that she's going to do to me that hasn't already been done.
Sure.
I'm ready to go out there and fight until I get that belt.
I'm standing next to, man, one of the legends, one of the best in the cage and ring announcing game, Mr. Jimmy Lennon Jr. Jimmy, how about this fight, man? What a great buzz we have here for Hendo versus Fedor. Talk about the buzz going on here in Chicago right now.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and there should be, because Strikeforce CEO Scott Coker says it's the best fight card he's ever put on, and it's right here in Chicago. And I tell you, top to bottom, I like all the fights. But the main event is just, I cannot wait to get my job done, sit down and watch it unfold. Fedor versus Henderson. It's going to be a great fight.
It's very true. Now, I'm an aspiring cage announcer. I've been announcing for a while. And do you think that, you think you need the good catchphrase? Do you think that's what it is? I mean, you got the Showtime, Buffer's got his thing. You think that's what you need to maybe take that next step?
Well, you know what? No.
Yeah.
I'm going to say first you got to deal with quality, and the catchphrase can follow along with that and can enhance it. But I see too many people make the mistake of starting with the catchphrase and not learning the basics of the quality of it. So, nothing will surprise me what I'll see. But I do expect to see you in the cage a lot more.
Oh man, well thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. And good luck with everything. And this is Cyrus Feast, Jimmy Lennon Jr. here for MMA Inside the Cage. Well, those are some of the interviews, and right now let's go to the MMA Inside the Cage Punch of the Week.
Against the cage to explode off it. Nice move.
Anything you guys would like to see more of? Oh, Henderson! Her fake shot with that right! And the round and pound! Henderson at the age of 40 has added the Strikeforce Light Heavyweight Championship to his mantle! What a win!
Welcome back to MMA Inside the Cage. I'm Casey Oxendown, and we're here talking about the incredible card that was Strikeforce, Fedor versus Henderson. Team Hendo's Tarek Saffiedine kicked off the main card with a very dominating, unanimous decision victory over the always tough Scott Smith. Saffiedine used a variety of fluid lateral movement and stance switches to keep Smith off base and prevent him from getting his game off the ground. Next up was Tyron Woodley meeting Paul Daley in what was perhaps the most competitive bout of the evening. It was Woodley pushing for the takedown and controlling the action throughout the fight. Though Paul Daley did have his moments, particularly his takedown defense towards the end of the fight, it would be Woodley that drives home the unanimous decision victory. Tim Kennedy was up next, snagging a unanimous decision victory over ruthless Robbie Lawler. Although a little blood appeared on the face of Kennedy from a shot taken in round 2, he presses the action for 3 rounds and a big win. Let's hear from the always classy Tim Kennedy in this gripping post-fight interview.
Tim, you went right at him from the very beginning. A lot of straight kicks. Also, you out-wrestled the wrestler.
Yeah, well, it bloodied me up for it. So, I'm glad the judges see that this is just blood. I get cut. It just happens. So get over it. I'm going to be in here. I'm going to fight till the end of the fight, And Robbie Lawler is an amazing athlete. I was humbled to be in the cage with him. The guy hits pretty hard. But all that aside, we had wounded warriors. My buddy Mike Schlitz right here. Come here, Mike. You know what? I love fighting. You guys come out here to watch me fight. Who cares about me? These are the guys that need all of the recognition. These are the guys that really sacrifice everything. This is just stupid blood. These guys risk their lives, their limbs, and everything. Hey, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna fight every time. This is me, this is how I roll. I come in here, I'm gonna go until the judges say, God, get that bloody guy out of the cage. But I'm just gonna keep fighting, just like these guys.
Then it was time for the Women's World Bantamweight title fight, featuring Jiu-Jitsu specialist Miesha Tate taking on the champ Marloes Coenen. The fight was back and forth, with Tate picking up round 1, the champion controlling the action in 2, then Tate rallying back in the 3rd. Moving into the championship rounds, Miesha Tate lands a takedown in round 4 and secures a beautiful arm triangle submission to take home the win and the Strikeforce Bantamweight Championship of the world. This win was huge, and with Cyborg and Gina Carano on hiatus, places Miesha Tate as one of the new faces in women's mixed martial arts.
Miesha Tate, man, getting ready for a big fight against Marloes Coenen for the title. Cyrus Feast, MMA Inside the Cage.
Well, the crowd was on their feet as both Dan Henderson and Fedor Emelianenko made their way to the cage. As usual, there was a huge turnout of fans from Fedor's native country as the Russian flag could be seen all over the arena. However, it was Hendo that garnered the majority of the cheers during the introduction of this real-life Rocky Ivan Drago showdown. And the fight that ensued was nothing short of an action movie. Let's take a look at the footage from Dan Henderson versus Fedor Emelianenko in your MMA Inside the Cage main event of the week.
Tonight, two fighters who have defined the sport prepare to cement their legacy. Fedor versus Henderson. It's a clash of MMA titans.
Please welcome to the cage one of MMA's all-time greats, Dan Henderson.
Dan Henderson entering the cage. He's the Strikeforce light heavyweight champion, one of the truly great fighters in MMA history, and he told us a win over Fedor would be more than he would ever expect, and it would also serve as a benchmark for his career.
And now here is MMA's icon, the last emperor, Emelianenko.
Fedor Emelianenko, Dan Henderson, two legends of mixed martial arts.
Well, it's the reach of Fedor Emelianenko that makes me nervous for Dan Henderson. He's got 3.5 inches on him, and he's also got 6 years in age, 6 years younger.
Round one, Fedor trying to jump on Henderson. Quickly, left hook by Henderson. Backs up Fedor. Neither one of these fighters have ever been knocked out.
An amazing atmosphere, an amazing statistic, Gus. Each of them in their 36th professional fight. They both were in the Rings organization in Japan. They both competed for the legendary Pride Fighting Championships. But it's here in Strikeforce, here on Showtime.
This is the game that Dan Henderson wants to play.
Henderson breaking. Fedor coming in, right hand, and that backs up Dan Henderson. The right hand landing. Henderson telling us, I'm not going to knock him out. He's not going to knock me out. This most likely will be a fight that goes the distance, and there will have to be a decision made. Overhand right. Emelianenko rushing in, Henderson down. Fedor jumping on it.
Beautiful escape by Hendo. Wow!
Henderson scrambling. Whoa!
Unbelievable!
They stop it! They stop it! Henderson stopping Fedor Emelianenko in the first round. What a fight!
We got to see the end again because it was fast. They went to scramble. I fully expected Dan to pop up here into a wrestling position, but what he did was come around behind him and hit him with an uppercut.
Under the
that
armpit.
stunned him and dropped him, and these hammering blows finished him off.
Well, fans, we have the time of 4 minutes, 12 seconds in round number 1. Our referee in charge, Herb Dean, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout, Dan Henderson.
All right, that's all the time we have for this week's episode of MMA Inside the Cage. Remember to check us out on Facebook and Twitter and email all questions to MMAinsidethecage@gmail.com. Next week, my co-host Cyrus Fees will be back by my side as we deliver the biggest fights to you from across the nation and across the world. This is Casey Oxendine, and I'll see you next week inside the cage.